In Edina, a program about the people, places, and activities right here in the city of Edina. I'm your host, Lillian McDonald, and happy spring, everyone. It's time for a breath of fresh air, and we've got tons of activities to tell you about in this month's show. And we're going to kick it off with a little fun and fitness for individuals and families. And joining us are three guests to talk about some of the activities going on in your community. Donna Tilsner from Parks and Rec, Meg Barrett from the Edina Public School System, the community ed programs in particular, and Brad Gruhot, the program director from the Southdale YMCA. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It was a long winter. Yes. Let's get revved up for some fresh air, shall we?
Yeah.
Donna, start us off. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Parks and Rec world. What can we look forward to?
Well, of course, the city of Edina has the traditional programs that we've run for years, the tennis lessons for youth and adults, summer playground program. We have miles of trails for walking, and we started a few new programs. We have a walking club for adults. We have a new program this year for youth for a running club, which will, at the end of the time, we'll run in the 4th of July run. And then we have a Healthy Hornets program that we've run for a couple of years where parents can log on the City of Edina website with their children, answer some fun, easy questions that'll direct you to a certain park. You go play with the family, and you're looking for a hornet. Then you'll go back on the website and it'll direct you to another park. And the idea is get out, enjoy, experience the parks, have fun as a family, and of course, enjoy some exercise.
Oh, absolutely, and there's disc golf.
That's right. Thank you for saying that. Free disc golf at Roslyn Park, and we see just a ton of people there spring, summer, and fall.
And we have golf courses.
Thank you. Edina has 3 golf courses in Edina, the Braemar Golf Course and Fred Richards, and all you have to do is make a phone call and get a reservation and go play.
And if it gets too hot in the summer, there's a place to take a dip, right?
Edina Aquatic Center is just a focal point for families in the summer.
Well, this is great. Now, all of these activities, you know, everything is getting ramped up now, especially for youth programs. Why is that? We hear about it all the time. We're trying to, you know, get off our duffs and get going, but why is it so important right now?
Well, obesity for everybody, adults and children, is just big all over the state as well as the country. And we are trying to fight obesity with everybody else here at this table, and we want people to get away from the computer, get out and start walking and feel good about themselves.
So if we're out in the Parks and Rec area, or if we want some planned activities, we can turn to community ed and find out what's going on there. Tell us a little bit about some of the things going on.
We have lots of youth programs available through Edina Community Education Services. We run a school year and an all-summer program as well. We have a program for our school-age care students, which is kindergarten through 9th grade students, and they're in our program all year, and part of the curriculum is health and fitness. And the middle school students, our surge program students, some of them are training for the Get in Gear race coming up this spring.
That's a lot of fun. Now, what are the things that you're trying to get people to do for Get? Tell us a little bit about Get in Gear first, for those that might not know, those that may be new to our community. And then tell us a little bit about what folks are doing to get ready for that.
Sure. Get in Gear is a 10K race and a 2K race. And so the students will be training for the 2K race, which is a mile race. And it's a very popular spring race throughout the city. It's over 5,000 runners, and they have a great youth program and youth training program for students who are training for the Get in Gear race. So it's a very exciting thing for students and for adults as well. So the students will be running twice a week with our program, and they also are doing some weightlifting a couple times a week.
And of course, Get in Gear is the end of April, but there are many things going on all summer long that Community Ed puts together. Summer Shades is one of them. I know you brought an insert that folks will receive at home.
That's right.
They can get it online.
Will be receiving this at home next week, and there are over 500 classes and camps that we have offered throughout the summer. There's a fun and fitness camp which focuses on just what we're speaking of, fitness and fun and health and how to stay physically fit. And we have lacrosse camps, sports camps, golf camps, swimming lessons, a variety of programs to our summer shades.
A little bit of something for everybody.
A little bit of something for everything.
And it's nice to have it structured, and so you know when it starts and stops. You can kind of fit it in the summer schedule, so you just need to look ahead and plan ahead. And is it very expensive?
Of course not. I think it's very reasonable. We do have a fun guarantee too, so if people if your child doesn't have a good time during our class or camp, then you get a refund for your class.
Well, I know there are tons of children that have been involved in Y camps over the years. You have a huge reputation of having Y camps, and we're really fortunate to have the Southdale Y to connect us to some of those camps. Brad, tell us a little bit about what's going on at the Y this summer.
We have a very popular Camp Kitchiapi program. Last year we had about 3,600 kids at our Prior Lake location, and we offer busing in this area to go down there. We have a wide variety of specialty camps, including arts and crafts camp. We have a fishing camp, and an extreme camp, which is kind of connected to our Tri-City skate park, which is right next to RY. We have climbing camp. We have horses camps. We have several different camps down at Kitchiapi. We also have our summer power, summer uproar, and summer sports daycare opportunities in the summer too.
And so when we're talking about fitness and nutrition, we're also talking about recreation. So it doesn't have to be athletic necessarily. It just has to be stimulating and kind of get people moving and thinking about different things. Now you told me about these 3-year-olds that are out there getting started. Getting started young is really the key. Talk about that.
Yes, we have a fairly new program. It is our 3-year-old Pee-wee outdoor soccer programs, and we also have a T-ball session right in the middle of the summer as well. And the whole point and goal for this program is for the kids have the opportunity to run with their parents, just try to figure out teamwork and just making sure the kids know which way to run on the court or on the field. And then with the whole goal of the program is for them to run on their own weeks 4 and 5.
That's fabulous. So we have programs for all ages, as young as 3, all the way to 103. And they're organized through community education, or you can drop in at any Parks and Rec program, and of course structured through the YCAM programs. I want to thank you very much for all the work you do. I know it's a lot of work, and you're trying to get more people involved, and we want to encourage our viewers to go ahead and check out these activities. You can go to any one of these websites and learn more about some of the many fitness, fun, and nutrition programs going on for all of our residents here in the city of Edina. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Have a good summer, and we'll see you out there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, obviously there's lots to do outdoors for everybody in our community, but we're going to spend a little more time talking about Y camps, in particular because no one is turned away from any of these programs. And joining us to talk about this are Greg Hanks, the Executive Director from Southdale's YMCA, and also Jody Kern, who serves as the Chair for Southdale's YMCA. Thank you both for joining us on In Edina.
Thank you.
So no one is turned away from Y camps. How can you make that happen?
That's correct. And really, what we do annually is a Y Partners campaign. And that campaign is built on raising funds that will help kids, families that can participate in any YMCA program. And we do that by going out to communities and talking to people. But one of the things we do like this year, our goal was $280,000. We have given out over the 2006 year about $310,000. So we still have a little bit of a gap there, obviously.
That's about a $30,000 difference.
That's
and
correct.
You have to work together to find the funds. But before we talk about how you find those funds, with over 60 programs in the Y, and most of those are community-based, what does that mean and how does that help our community?
Community-based programs are just as it says, it is outside our facility. What we do is we partner a lot with schools, with other community agencies, park and recs, community eds, other just collaborations that we find to help reach out to families or kids that may have a need, and they may just need they may be going through some personal difficulties, they have some other things that they, at some point in time, they just need some financial support.
Well, life circumstances
Exactly.
happen to all of us at different times in our lives, and so you go to schools and other programs to sort of identify these families and then work with them so they can be involved in something that kind of keeps them going.
That's correct.
Through the Y
Right.
programs.
Our programs are really based on working on self-esteem, leadership development, having fun also, but also really helping them develop. The Y has 4 core values that we put into all our programs, and that's caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. And we build all that into our curriculum to help them do some leadership development, like I said, and also just to build some of their own self-worth.
Well, we're talking about life skills, and that's clearly worth investing in. And how do we go ahead and find the funds to defray some of the costs for folks that might not be able to afford it by themselves?
We approach individuals in the community, we approach businesses, and we also try to partner and collaborate with local service clubs. So for example, we would approach the Lions Club or the Rotary clubs for their continued support, and they are instrumental in providing funds to support these scholarship programs.
Individual donors might come into play here.
Absolutely.
How active are folks in these clubs in raising the funds for the programs?
Well, we go out and create awareness. Greg and his team at the Southdale Y do a fantastic job of raising awareness with all of these other local clubs, and then we go out and through a grant request, then we'll request funds to support certain programs. And different clubs have different goals and initiatives, and one of them might be to support a certain program, and they would provide dollars to do that. In addition, individuals in the community, we have a lot of Edina residents who provide individual scholarshiping opportunities and funds for that.
I would imagine too that, you know, if you've ever been a part of a Y Camp program and now you find yourself as an adult, maybe you have children of your own, that you might want to give back in some way. And how can folks get involved, whether they volunteer? Because you're working with volunteers in the project too, right?
That's absolutely right. I grew up at the Southdale YMCA. My son grew up at the Southdale YMCA, and now I'm in turn trying to give back to that by creating awareness and really building that through the work that I do professionally, but also through the work of the volunteers.
I know this is challenging, Greg, because, you know, the Y is such a big name, and everybody's heard about it. And I think people forget that even the Y needs a hand every once in a while.
Yes, and I appreciate that comment, because that's even some of our location puts us at a disadvantage at times, because people don't think there's a need necessarily in suburban communities. And there is certainly a great need. We have a lot of kids that are on reduced or free lunches, or again, as you mentioned, are running through some tough times right now and need some help.
Great, so if folks need some more information, they want to donate, they want to volunteer or get involved, or if businesses or clubs want to also get involved in working with you on the Y Partner campaign and other fundraising activities, they should get a hold of Southdale YMCA.
That's correct.
All right. Thanks so much for your work. There are a lot of families out there that benefit from the Y programs, and we're really grateful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, community programs like the Y are the backbone of projects that can have impact around the world. And this next topic has to do with a project in East Africa, Tanzania in particular, and it is really fascinating. And we have two guests to talk about the Bearbag Earth Dam project in East Africa. Joining us are Nichole Smaglick. She's a president of Another World, a company that has unbelievable opportunities that folks here in the community can get involved in, whether they stay here or actually travel with you to East Africa. And also joining us is Sandy Schley. She's the past president of the Rotary Club, who played an active role in this entire Earth project. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Nice to be
Thank
here.
you.
Let's start with Another Land. What is Another Land?
Another Land is a very diversified company, but everything is based in East Africa. We tell the story of East Africa in 3 different ways. One, we do cultural tours in East Africa, and these are cultural tours that are meaningful and participatory.
Yeah, so these are things that people can participate in. It's not a vacation. These are like community projects that people can get involved in.
They can get involved. They're learning about traditional healing. They're getting involved in the dancing. They're cooking. They're learning how to hunt with bows and arrows. They're learning how to throw a spear. I mean, it all depends on the culture.
Sure.
And so that's one division. The third division is in cultural documentation and media, and we do films in East Africa. And then the third division is a fair trade fashion accessories line with one of the tribes that I work with.
And it's this fair trade fashion accessories line that, along with the tourism line, that kind of got you in touch with this whole Bearbag Earth Dam project. How did that happen?
They have been, the community, the Bearbag community that I work with, have been saving their money for years from all the projects that we've been doing together. And they put all of their money into Little Kitty and then hired a water surveyor to address their water needs. And they came to me after 6 years of saving their money, and they brought this plan to me, and I was just touched by it, and I knew that I had to find a way for them to actually fulfill their goals.
And this is where you come in, Sandy, because the Rotary works on international projects, and you were looking for one, so timing was everything.
Timing was perfect. We were looking for an international project. Rotary focuses on domestic projects and international projects, and our club, the Edina Rotary, wanted to have an international project. And so indeed what we did is we worked with Nichole and put together a plan where we raised funds. We went to our Rotary district and to Rotary International, raising $56,000, which was part of the project. The remaining amount was donated by PADOK, which is a division of the Tanzanian government, and also the local villagers at the Menyenye village in East Africa.
What's really interesting too is this is a water dam project, and
Yes.
water is incredibly important. I mean, basically, it's a retaining area, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
It's a retaining area that's about the size of 2 football fields by 1 football field. And during the rainy season, it's a collection place. After it rains, they direct the water to a trough for the animals and to a well for the people, so that the rainy season will service the water needs for the rest of the year.
And it's about a 2 to 3 year project that'll wrap up in the fall of this year.
Yes.
But one of the things that was so culturally it left an impression on me when we were talking about this to get ready for the interview was their concern about water and their use of water.
The Barbeg are a pastoral culture, meaning that they are cattle herders. And the health of their cattle directly correlate to the health of people. So you cannot provide water for people without providing water for cattle. And that is why this water retention project has a plan to serve not only the livestock of the community, but also the humans, the people.
So we're talking about a population of, what did you say, 2,000?
About 2,000 people.
In this village area that are coming together just to bring together some water that will sustain themselves and to continue their culture and their lifestyle in East Africa, all out of another land project with the fabulous contributions of the Rotary Club. That's fabulous.
That is right. And we're also looking at other possibilities. There is a deep need for a secondary school. The children are currently educated through elementary school, but they need a school. There are so many needs, and hopefully we can establish a Rotary community core in the community so that they can define their needs, because they have strong leadership on the ground, and that's one of the important criteria.
Yeah, this isn't just about giving and pouring dollars just into a community. This is about a true partnership between this East African community village and this project, and another land.
Right, and one of the main requirements for a successful project is that it comes from the desires of the community. And that's exactly what happened here.
Well, if folks would like to get involved in another land or the Rotary Club, those are the two resources they should look into. The City of Edina's Rotary Club, and also you can go to anotherland.com and check it out and learn more about the project and how to get involved. We thank you both for joining us and bringing this interesting project right here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if you're looking for a nice evening out to take a date or just to treat yourself, I'd like to recommend you go and see the Edina Chorale perform. They're having a performance next month, and it's sure to be fun for everyone who goes. And here to tell us more about that and a little bit more about the Edina Chorale as an organization are Tom Paulson, the director, and also Sharon Harrington, the president-elect and also a member of the chorale. Thanks so much for joining us on Edina.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Glad
it.
to be here.
Let's look at the history. Let's look back before we move forward. You've been around a long time.
We've been around since 1985. We started as a non-auditioned volunteer choir. We are now fully auditioned, about 85 members. We sing with about 75 probably at each concert, 85 on the roster. And we do basically 3 concerts each year. At Christmas time and during the winter. We just got done doing our winter concert. And coming up now in May, the Spring Cabaret Pops.
Which is going to be a great time. I want to tell everybody
Which I
about
think
that.
is going to be a very fun time.
Wow, it sounds really good because you've got a variety of music. In fact, that's something about the chorale as well. You perform a variety of different
that's
pieces.
one of our things, one of our hallmarks. In March we got done doing Haydn's Creation, which is one of the great towering masterpieces of choral literature, and we did it with orchestra. The concert we're coming up to in May, the Pops concert, we're doing music of the Beatles, music of Simon and Garfunkel, we're doing some Gilbert and Sullivan, just a real conglomeration of fun stuff. And it's meant to be light and fun. And the concert is done with the audience sitting around round tables, and they have wine and hors d'oeuvres and coffee and dessert.
So they become part of the performance.
Yes,
I'm looking
yes,
forward
it's a cabaret.
to it. That'll be fun.
It's meant to be fun.
You've been the director for 12 years, so you've seen a lot of growth in this organization. And you, as a member of the chorale, have participated and also seen a lot of growth as president-elect this year. How do you make all of this happen together?
It really takes everyone as volunteers to help out with all the different activities. We do have a board of members that help direct the activities, but everyone chips in to set up for the concerts and work on the marketing and so forth. All the members sell tickets.
Wow, and I know the Edina Community Foundation plays an active role in keeping you going as well. How so?
The Edina Community Foundation has been wonderful to us in providing financial support for purchasing music, for paying for our orchestra performers, and they have also purchased tickets for the Edina High School students to attend our concerts. They've been a very loyal supporter of our group. We are a nonprofit organization and we welcome that type of funding.
Now, you sing, you perform. You're
Yes,
an alto, right?
Yes, I am.
And what makes it so much fun?
I really enjoy the singing. I enjoy the people that we're with. The members range in age from their 20s to their 80s. We have some people who've been with the organization since the very beginning. And I enjoy the variety. I really enjoy the opportunity to build my voice as well. We have someone who actually gives us vocal coaching as part of the organization. And so being able to perform and share this wonderful music in a high quality way is very enjoyable.
And you have folks, the membership is from all around.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
We have members who, most of them are from the Southwest Metro, of course, because that's where we rehearse and that's where we primarily perform. But we have members who come from as far away as Woodbury and Ham Lake to sing with us.
Wow, well, it sounds like fun. Now, this concert in May, tell us about the cabaret.
The cabaret is meant to be light and fun, and people are sitting around round tables. They have wine and hors d'oeuvres. Other years we've done music of the movies, and last year we did a whole concert of love songs.
So two dates for this concert?
May 18th and 19th.
Yep,
that's
yes,
correct.
and 19th. And
Friday
it's going
and
to be
Saturday it's at St. Patrick's Church in Edina, in the Mann Center, which is a large reception area, not in the sanctuary.
Yeah. I hear it's a hot ticket.
It's a very hot ticket. These concerts generally sell out.
How much is it to go?
$28 or $33.
Okay, and if folks want to get tickets,
they can go to the Edina Chorale website, which is www.edinachorale.org, and there are directions there on how to get tickets.
great. So, and you are recommending get your tickets early because the
them
cabaret
early.
is a good time.
It's a very good time. Seats are assigned for obvious reasons. We
Sure.
need to know who's going
Who's
to be
gonna
there and how
much
many
food
to
to have.
plan for.
And absolutely. That sounds like a great time. And if folks are interested in auditioning, you hold those in January and also in August. They can go to your website and check that out.
Right.
Well, I'm looking
Right.
forward to seeing you both at the concert. It sounds like a great time.
It should be a wonderful time.
Thanks so much for joining us on In Edina.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, if you listen, you can hear a little bit of the Edina Chorale right now, or you can go to the website and listen to some more audio clips, or better yet, see them live in person next month. On your screen is some ticket information. We encourage you to sign up and have a good time. You can get the information at edinachorale.org. Don't they sound wonderful? I hope you have an opportunity to see the Edina Chorale coming up sometime soon. Well, we have an opportunity right now to meet Jack Sullivan, who's the new Assistant City Engineer to the City of Edina. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
We appreciate you joining us on In Edina. We'd like to get to know a little bit more about you and your work here. But first, tell us where you came from before we had the opportunity to have you.
Previous to Edina, I was a transportation engineer with SRF Consulting Group, a firm in the West Metro. We did a lot of new and reconstruction of highway projects. My biggest project would be the 312 expansion through Eden Prairie, Chaska, Chanhassen, and out to Carver.
So you were working on a lot of new construction projects. And here in Edina, a little bit of the flip side.
Correct.
We're redeveloping roads here.
Certainly. Most of Edina was built in the 50s, post-war, and then up through today. And so we're looking to try to rework and retool the infrastructure for today's traffic, redevelopment, and just the lifestyle of today.
Sure. So what are some of your main objectives in your role as the Assistant City Engineer?
As the assistant, I'm in charge of reconstruction of a lot of neighborhood reconstruction projects, some state aid routes, things like that.
The neighborhood reconstruction projects, what are they? I mean, how many can you do possibly in a year?
We typically do 3 to 4 a year. That's about what we can handle on a finance basis as well as a staffing basis. It's just they're very large, lengthy projects that take a lot of time and energy and manpower.
Sure. And the 3 areas we're working on this year, 07?
The Todd Park neighborhood, northwest of the City Hall, working on Concord Avenue down by the community center, and then also the Southdale and Woodhill neighborhoods just west of the Southdale shopping center.
Now the state aid routes, what are they?
State aid routes are routes that our state gas tax monies help to fund a portion of. And those routes would be something like Vernon, Valley View, Concord is an example of that as well. They're higher volume roads that have more traffic on them. They're collectors that get traffic from the residential area to the expressways and vice versa.
Well, I hear you mentioning all these very well-traveled roads here in Edina, and I know you can't manage them all at once. So how do you prioritize these?
What we do is we have a pavement management system that looks at the infrastructure of the pavement. We do a survey evaluation of all the roads in the city. We also look at the underground utilities in those areas too and link those two together, and then that kind of makes our priority list, our criteria list.
And I know Concord is probably one of the big areas you're working on this year as well, right?
Correct.
And
yes.
what's going on there?
On Concord, we're doing a lot of traffic calming measures. That's located, there's an elementary school, middle school, and a community center there. So a big issue there is calming traffic, slowing the speeds, and increasing pedestrian friendliness for the school-age children to walk to and from, as well as use the park, the school and the park.
Sure, so we really want to slow things down there.
Sure.
Now, what comes with redevelopment also comes with upgrading of utilities. What does that mean?
Well, typically when we do our street reconstruction project, we want to evaluate the underground utilities, the sanitary sewer, the water main, and the storm sewer in the area. It doesn't make sense for us to come in and redo a road and then 3-4 years later tear it back up and do a sanitary sewer replacement. So we look and evaluate all those underground utilities at the same time doing the surface work.
Okay, and Public Works, they maintain the utilities, but you actually have to redevelop them.
Correct. They maintain all the facilities. We look at either upgrade them, because they also have a life expectancy, and we need to look at any issues that arrive there and take those and either expand it or just modify the system.
So you really have to look at the big picture, and then you also have to look at the devil in the details.
Correct.
That's a lot of work, and you can't do it all at once because of time and money, and of course we wouldn't want to have all the streets all dug up at the same time too. Jack, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate having you. We're fortunate to have your skills and ability on board, and we appreciate having you on Edina.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
so much. Well, Jack Sullivan may be one of the City of Edina's newest employees, but he's one of 75 employees in just the Public Works Department alone. And there is a lot happening right now. Springtime is cleanup time on the city streets. So there's a lot going on in that area, plus an open house in the month of May. We want to tell you about that. Joining us to do so, Wayne Houle, the Director of Public Works, and also Steve Johnson, the Public Works Coordinator. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Let's talk about this open house, because on the front end, it's like, okay, we're going to go to the Public Works building, but you had 1,200 people go just a couple of years ago, your last open house.
That's right. In 2005, we had 1,200 people attend our open house. As part of National Public Works Week in May 20th to the 26th, we're hosting an open house on May 22nd. It'll be from 3:30 to 7 p.m. and come on down and do a self-guided walking tour of our Public Works facility.
It's kind of one of the most interesting, best-kept secrets maybe in cities, because there is a lot happening in Public Works that we rely on every single day as residents.
That's right. Our Public Works operation, our parks maintenance operation, takes care of all the infrastructure throughout the city. And we do it pretty quietly, and we do it quite well.
And so this event, the open house, is free, so folks can walk through. And what exactly are they going to see when they go through this open house?
When they come to the Public Works building, they're going to go on what's called a self-guided walking tour, and they'll see all of the inner departments of Public Works. And some of those include our electrical department, our carpenter shop, our sign shop, traffic division, utilities department, park department, equipment operations, engineering department has a table set up there. And all of these stops will have either an interactive display for kids and or adults, as well as handouts and all of our tools and equipment. All of the big trucks will be on display. Children will be able to get in and climb on them, honk the horns.
Which I'm sure they do a lot of.
Which they do a lot of.
But this is kind of an opportunity when you're driving down the road, you're like, I wonder how that works, or geez, that's huge. That's a big truck. You get to actually see it, sit in it, and get to know a
It
little
is,
bit
they
more
can
about the
actually
equipment.
see the equipment and how we do the job that we do.
And traffic lights are kind of important too, because, you know, we kind of pass by them every day, but there's quite a system behind that.
Very important for, especially for children, and we do a little interactive, electrical department does an interactive thing there with a mock-up of an actual turn signal, a working one, so they'll be able to actually walk through a sidewalk area with one of those working.
So the
It's kind
pedestrian
of fun
right
for
away.
for the children and, yeah, pedestrians. It's a real good time.
Right, now Parks and Rec is offering an opportunity too to plant a tree.
The Park and Rec typically lets the kids plant a small a flower of some sort, and they get to take it with them. And some of the other departments will have interactive things as well.
Great, so it's a great opportunity to see what's going on the inside. And it's a popular event, free of charge, May 22nd. But we also could ask questions about some of the maintenance things that are going on in the spring season. Pothole repair?
Yep, we're out repairing potholes almost year round, but we blitz it really hard because through the spring season, the potholes, pavements are popping out, and we have a high-tech spray patcher that we have in the city that goes out to a one-person operation and fixes the potholes, along with a patch truck that's out and about. So you'll be able to look at that equipment and see how it operates.
And then the regular maintenance of streets, all the litter and the pickup and all of that, left behind from winter.
That's another part that we do with the Public Works and Park Maintenance is we do a blitz of all the parks and public spaces and pick up all the litter. It's about a 2 to 3 day event, and it's a cleanup of the city essentially.
And it's a chance to ask questions about redevelopment in the area, street maintenance, other activities that are going on, snow removal, et cetera, et cetera.
That's right.
Great.
Yep.
Opportunity to check out Public Works, May 22nd. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, clearly it's a busy spring season right here in the city of Edina. I'm your host, Lillian McDonald. This program in Edina brings you all of the information about the people, places, and activities. Thanks to all our guests for being here. We look forward to seeing you again next month.